Hi, this is Dimitri Bilgir. I just wanted to spend a couple minutes telling you about the upcoming day-long uh, carpet work workshop that I'm going to be doing. I'm wearing these silly headphones because it gives me this microphone, and believe me, you're hearing me a lot better because I'm wearing it, but I'm not listening to music or anything. I am talking to you. So what's this about? Okay, I wanted to do a workshop with a small group where we could really work people's individual issues and really pay attention to that and really focus on that, and here's why. I've uh, I studied some Sufism recently, and they have this idea that your life is your path. What does that mean? It means that the next thing that shows up for you is the thing for you to work to get where you're going. Well, how do you know where you're going? Well, you don't actually know where you're meant to go. You don't really know who you're meant to become or what you're meant to become like, so you don't really know what experiences you need to get there. So in that context, the stuff that shows up next for you as your issues, as your problems, as the places where you're stuck are the next thing for you to work through to become more of who you're meant to become. They call that the walking, that you're walking your path. The way you walk your path is stuff comes up and you walk through it. You work it, like in this one-day workshop. And in my mind, that's a little bit different than saying, I've got an issue up and I have to work it. That's more this idea that, well, this comes up once and then I work it and nothing will ever come up again. And also, I have an issue up kind of always sounds to me more negative, like there's something wrong with me that needs to be fixed. This whole idea of this is the walking, this is your walking, this is your walking your path, that the next thing comes up to be worked and you work it. And then after that, another thing will come up. But as you do this, you get more access to the energy you need to take the next beautiful action in your life, to live in harmony, to be at peace, have access to your joy, and to have your life go more down the direction of your heart's deepest longing. So, and of course, a lot less pain. So that's how I'd encourage you to think about your issues if you're not already. It isn't that, I got an issue. It's like, well, this is the path I'm walking. I have another piece of walking to do. It's up now. I'm not at peace. So I need to do something to get at peace so I can take the next step down my path. This day-long workshop is a chance for 6 people. I may punch it to 7, but I'm thinking 6 people to each be with me in the group doing a piece of work around whatever is next up for you, and or wherever you're stuck in your life. So the problem that happens if something comes up for us that we have to walk through and we don't walk through it, eventually we just become resigned. Get like, well, there's no point. I will learn to live with it. I'll suffer through. So when you think about coming to this, you can think about, well, what's the next thing that I have to work? What's up for me? Or where's something that I had to work a while ago? Where's some area of my life where I've just given up? Where have I just got used to being heartbroken in my life? So that could be around health, or money, or relationships, relationship with children, or spouse, or parents, or your love life, or your sexuality, or whatever it is that either you're stuck with now, or you've been stuck with a long time, and maybe you've just given up on ever changing. This is an opportunity to take a step on that with a facilitator who's been at it for a long time. That would be me. So there are a lot of kind of collateral benefits to doing work in a group, and I just want to go over them because it isn't just a matter of, well, I get to do my piece of work, then sit around the rest of the day and wait for everybody else's work to be over. No. It's much more, well, since anyone who's going to be coming to this has done group personal work before, but I want to remind you of the collateral benefits you can get from being around someone else's work and participating in their work. And a lot of times, a lot of magical stuff happens while this is going on. For instance, I'm thinking about a time where, this was many years ago, far away, I was running a workshop and a woman was working an issue of having been 15 and she got pregnant and she had an abortion, and the issue was all about what it did to her relationship with her father. And she worked that, and a lot of opening came, and there was a lot of joy for her, and she was able to be at peace with that, and be more open in her heart to her father, and that was beautiful. But afterwards, the guy who was playing her father shared. He said, I had a 15-year-old daughter who a few years ago got pregnant and had an abortion, and this has healed that relationship as well, for me. Now, it isn't always that profound, but stuff shows up. There's a magic to you. You get picked to play a role in somebody's process. Very often, there's something there for you. unexpected positive things happen, and things tend to come together when a group comes together to do this work, an unexpected kind of positive magical thing. So not only do you get your own piece of work, you get to be involved in that. And I'm going to bring in some of the new stuff that I've been working with the last few years around spiritual healing, which is great stuff, because you do a process, but how do you really take it home? How do you keep that energy going and let it continue to build in you and grow in you? Well, it turns out I've got some great stuff on that that's useful in your own process, and it's also useful if you're touched by someone else's process and it started something moving with you. How do you keep that going? I haven't really shared it in this setting before, but I'll share it with the people who come to this workshop, because these things come together. They dovetail beautifully. It's really a wonderful thing. So, all right, what's going to happen? There'll be 6 people and me, and each person will have time to do a process. And this is not some rush 20-minute warrior weekend process. This is, not that those are bad, but this is going to have more time to really dig in. This is more like, I run the Inner King training. I've run that training 35 times since 1994. I've been doing this kind of work aggressively since 1988. I've run shadow work workshops and other workshops all over the globe. South Africa, England, Canada, all over the U.S. I've been a facilitation trainer for a long time. I work one-on-one with people. So I have a lot of experience with doing this in a way where if you have a little more time and you have a group, you can really deepen into it. Now, maybe your process is 20 minutes and that's your bang, but very often it really is nice to be able to take, an hour to really deepen in and really look at what's really bothering you. What's the thing that's really bothering you about this situation? And then going deeper, what is it? What is that meaning to you? How is that breaking your heart? And how has that been breaking your heart? And what's the energy that's missing? And how can we bring that in? Then how can we take the time for you to really experience that and really deepen into it? So we're talking, people who come to the King's training, they pay, or the Inner Sovereign training, they pay $1,300 just in tuition. And part of that is they get in a small group with a leader like me, and they get a day like this one. Well, this is a chance to get that kind of attention and that value of focus from me for $100. So I would put you, that's probably, it's certainly a pretty good deal. So, and I guess this is a rare opportunity to get that kind of attention from me to really work on what's next in your walking and how can you move the ball down the field. So who can come? This is open to men and women, new warrior grads, women within, or Women in Power, or something equivalent to that. You have some relationship with this kind of work. You've seen it before. So price and logistics, it's $100. First come, first serve. You can sign up. There's a PayPal button down below. You can sign up there. We'll go from 9 to 5-ish, maybe a little earlier, maybe a little later, but depending on when we're done. The date and location are below. And there's also, if you need to give me a call or send me an email, that information is below. And I hope if this is right for you, I get to see you there. One of the things I love, one of my favorite, I think, sensations in life is that feeling after a group comes together, and really comes together and does their work, and everybody takes a step, and everybody's gotten, these blessings and the sense that they really can move forward in their life, and there's that sense of peace and love in the room. I really hope that you'll be able to be there to join the rest of us for that, and to be able to take that back out into the world. So that's it. You got any questions, contact me. Otherwise, sign up below.